So today I was going to talk to you about Nurple. Nurple is my 1997 BMW M3. It's a sedan 5-speed with a luxury package. It's Techno Violet with a Mulberry interior that I've had since 2007. I bought for myself when I graduated college as a present for myself for finishing my bachelor's degree. I've had the car since I'm technically the second owner in a sense, because the first owner had it for 10 years. This guy bought it from him for about 6 months before I ended up having it. But it did spend most of its life, or actually half of his life at this point, split between Ohio and Orlando, Florida. The car, again, has been with me for a very long time, and it is a big history of where he's been, what he's been doing, what have I done to it. Unfortunately, the first big massive problem that I had with this car was the supercharger was installed back in 2008. It had a full engine rebuild. I had pistons, rods, the whole 9 yards done to it. The supercharger was installed. The car was going from Orlando, Florida to Las Vegas, Nevada for the M Fest, and unfortunately somewhere on I-10, somewhere 200 miles away from El Paso, Texas, the engine blew due to, unfortunately, improperly installing the supercharger. And that was a nightmare because I stayed at that rest area for quite a while, waiting for somebody to come pick me up. AAA wouldn't come, it's too far. But thankfully the BMW community is small and large at the same time, and we found somebody who can come get me and take me to El Paso, and the car was then shipped back to Florida once everything was figured out. Unfortunately, the engine was toast. We have lots of damage, pistons hitting the wall, so everything had to be discarded. The supercharger was sold, everything was just trashed. So that was the second engine I put in there. Unfortunately, that engine came from a junkyard and was not a good one. So about 2 years ago, I finally put the engine that is currently in there, that's coming out, and it's for sale. And it's been a very fun car. Every time I've driven it, I've had a good time with it. I bought it at 150,000 miles. It has 197,000 miles now, so as you can tell, I don't drive it a lot. I did for a while. He was my daily for a while, but then I always decide if you have a car, you need another daily, and then another daily, and another daily. And that's how I ended up with the cars I have today, including the M5 that you have right here, or the poor man's M collection, as I've been called a couple times. But Nurple now, again, he's a 5-speed Techno Violet Mulberry interior. At one point he did have black interior, which was probably my biggest regret ever, was getting rid of that luxury interior. But now he has a nice Mulberry Vader. It's not easy to come across those. I actually flew out to Maryland to pick up these seats and then drove back to Florida all within 24 hours. That was fun. But I got it done, and again, the car now is pretty unique, and I can't wait to put the S50 in it. So if you haven't seen it, I have some pictures for you coming up of the S50 that's going in it. It's the Euro S50, so I call it the baby S54. My S54 is being saved for the race car outside. So yeah, unfortunately the quarantine, so we're staying in the garage. But yeah, this car is my child. I haven't done much of modifications to it. I always wanted to keep it OEM plus. So it does have a Dynon carbon fiber intake. It does have the Dynon strut bar. It does have an active headers, midsection, and exhaust, as well as the tune from active. But pretty much that's as far as the modifications go. I did swap the OBD1 manifold with it. So all that is taken care of. It does have a 413 red label. It has the OBD1 wiring harness. But all that, of course, is going away once we put the European engine in it. So I'm pretty excited for that. Yeah, so Nurple, the name, I actually asked my friends, what should I name my car? Girlfriend said, what about Nurple? I had no idea what it meant. I found out what it meant in a boat somewhere off Key West, where I saw a guy with a tattoo of Nurple. And then I asked somebody what it meant, and I found out what it meant. So the name stuck. So that's why I don't have that as my license plate compared to the other cars. They all have their names as a license plate. But he's pretty clean for a 23-year-old. He's hopefully gonna get full-blown restoration at some point. There is rust on the car. The paint's pretty good for the most part. There are some spots that you can start seeing the fading from the sun. The bumper needs to be resprayed. But other than that, the car is actually in pretty good condition. The interior is clean. You guys will see videos and pictures of it as well. So that's my first love, if you will. This is Nurple, my first E36 M3. Now I have two. As you know, the other one's a track car, and hopefully maybe I'll have three pretty soon. But yeah, if you ever wanted to know how the name came about, where it came from, it's from Ohio. Ironically, Nurple as well as the M5 both came from Ohio. They were about an hour away from each other. The owners had no idea about each other, and I bought them about 2 years apart from each other. So I just thought it was ironic that I ended up where I had originally gone to pick up this car. Again, I got it for my birthday back in 2007. I graduated, so it's been a long time that's been in my name, and it's been my baby. And now, yeah, I'm excited to see what the next chapter brings. I'm very excited to see what the European engine is going to be like. The headers look amazing. I'm sure it sounds amazing as well. So that's the next thing we're going to be doing. So I'm just waiting for some parts to come from Germany. Unfortunately, I can't order all the parts for that car here in America. So there are some parts that are on order, and I got a notification they were shipped today. So hopefully it'll be here next week, and then we can make a video of the whole removal of the S52 and install of the S50 Euro car. It does have the dash with the oil temp and everything, so I'm pretty excited, and I hope you are too. No, it's staying at 5-speed. I'm not doing a 6-speed swap, and it's keeping the wheels that I have on it. Again, they're just contours, 8.5 all the way around, square setup, can't go wrong with it. But yeah, so hope you enjoyed the video of a walk around through Nurple, my 1997 BMW M3 Techno Valid over Mulberry 4-door 5-speed luxury package, and apparently 1 of 11. Who knew? The rear deck lid does not have a brake light because the spoiler has the 3rd brake light, which apparently was just an option you could do where they would install the wing and the factory instead of the dealership. And that's exactly why I made it out of 11 instead of the 100 or something, or the 50 something it could have been, to be honest with you. I'm not sure how many there were. But yeah, that's my baby. So if you're interested in more of it, keep watching, and I'll make a video about the M5 probably next. Last and least will probably be M3PO. He is going through a full restoration now for the outside, as he needs paint, he needs a carbon fiber roof installed finally, the CSL box installed, the tune, and everything else that goes with it. So I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you in the next video.